Welcome back
to the Realty in Realty.
I'm Nicole.
And I'm Cassie. What they say, right?
And we're now on Spotify.
Oh, yes, we're now on Spotify. So you can listen to us wherever you go. And it always helps to like and subscribe and follow and
ring the bell.
All right. Well, do you want to start with yours? Nicole found like some funny stories.
Yeah.
Funny. I just.
Our appetizer for the day is a Facebook post just calling for some real estate horror stories in 4 words or less. Some of these, full disclosure, are more than 4 words, but anyway, it's fun. So we have neighbors melted our siding.
I would love to know more about that. Like, were they grilling? Were they fireworks? Oh, there's a photo. We'll add the photo. Holy shit.
That's a lot.
Just the siding.
That's a lot. Seller in jail. Wire fraud. This person has a few. Bong collections. Personal pleasure supplies. That's like, oh, nice. Guns on side tables. S&M structures. Squatters.
Oh, that's always fun.
Buyer on terrorist watch list.
I'm sorry, what? How do you find that information out?
I don't know. And it says they found out the day before closing.
That's terrifying.
Also, day before closing, I bought a car.
What not to do when buying a house?
Another one, what not to do. Quit my job last night while sitting at the closing table. Please don't be those people.
Please don't. Please don't. I mean, I guess at that point, at least you're like closed, so like it's yours, but not a very smart decision unless you have another job lined up. There's not enough context.
Yeah. Squatter sex on deck.
I'm gonna vomit. Could you imagine? You're just like walking.
That might be all.
Yeah. I mean, those are so ridiculous. I would love to know how that person is like selling the house from jail. Like,
I've actually read like a lot of those instances on Facebook groups, and it seems like it's very difficult. Obviously, it's lawyers are very involved, I think, from what I've read of people doing that. But yeah, people do it.
I mean, I guess if you have to sell it, you like have to do that. But I couldn't imagine trying to communicate. Like, you can only contact them for 30 minutes a day at this time to this time. It's probably pretty difficult.
Yeah, definitely.
Props to those agents. We salute you.
That was a left-hand salute.
Ooh. Is that like that luck?
I don't know. I think you're supposed to salute with your right hand.
I think I did my left hand too.
You did.
I'm left-handed though.
I'm not.
Okay. Do you want to dive into Reddit?
Yes.
I have a couple Reddit stories today. And am I the asshole? So no, am I the asshole today? But we are taking stories from Reddit. This one is off of Realtors, and it's asking advice question. It says, brutal start to the year. I was texting my client base, Happy New Year. And of the few replies I got, one was a former client that informed me that she saw houses with her family over the holidays and with a resourceful Redfin app because it allowed her to schedule last-minute showings. She was assigned a lead agent and let me know that she will be using them. We spent months looking at homes together. Apparently, this has set a tone for the year. Next, I found out that my seller has decided not to sell. Totally understandable because his why changed. His wife had mobility issues and needed to move because of that, but apparently they figured out a way to make it work in their current home. I'm happy it worked out for them, but it stings a little because this listing would have really been a game changer for my career. It was crucial for building my resume, not to mention the time I had invested into getting this property ready. Then, my other seller, who's been jerking me around for the last 6 months, can't seem to get his issues with the title resolved. Too much family drama on his end. I decided not to waste any more time and part ways with them. Then this one stings the most. My favorite buyer client cheats on me and closes on a property with another agent. I spent countless hours trying to get him something, even looked in cities that are 1 to 2 hours away. We wrote an offer on one property which had over 30 cash offers. We had the opportunity to rewrite a 200K higher. It didn't make sense to do that because it was an investment property. So we decided on to the next. He gets quiet on me for a month, and I got him on the phone, and he admits that he closed on a property a few weeks back and had to use the listing agent. I know. Should have used a BRA, which is a buyer agency agreement. And I guess I finally got burned, which you really do always want to do that. So I'm a year and a half in the business with no closed transactions. I'm lucky I have another full time job, but I feel like such a loser. I've put so much into this only to get nothing back in return. Anytime I start to gain traction, some bullshit happens and I'm back to square one. I'm starting to feel like the stars in this industry will never align for me. I cold call, door knock, do opens every weekend. I have plenty of nurtures, but it does nothing for me in the near future. Every time I think it can't get worse, it does. I know.
That's sad.
I know. Discouraging for sure.
Very, especially like new. At first I thought maybe it was just it. You have those little dry spells. That sucks though, to have all of that. Those things happen, obviously,
right,
a lot, but to have all of them at once, like that's awful. And to be a newer agent who hasn't sold anything, I can see how that
super discouraging.
That's gonna make you. I got lucky. I feel like I kind of had a lot happen, like not even a lot. I'm not like say I don't. I'm not like out there like selling like dozens of properties, but for like my first full year in real estate, like I did pretty well, considering.
Yeah, I think you do good.
I think that is so discouraging. I would probably just luckily they have another job, so they have money coming in. I can understand probably wanting to like walk away, but if it is something that you are still dedicated to just know that you have those times where nothing works out, nothing is working, you're not closing anything, you have nothing going on, and once you start selling. And I had heard this from a very like seasoned agent, somebody who has been in the business for a long time, and it like really resonated. And it was hearing somebody say that I was like, damn. And she was like, you learn to enjoy rather than stress. You learn to enjoy these times where you have nothing going on. It can be hard, especially if you don't have something else financially to help you out. But it's slow. You have the times where it's slow, and when it's busy, it's busy, and you're nonstop, and it can be super overwhelming and really chaotic. But
as a first year,
that sucks.
Yeah, that's really discouraging. It's sad to me. I would love to know like what brokerage they work with and like if the brokerage like helps them in any way.
Yeah.
You can definitely always find brokerages that have mentor programs and they can hook you up with like a seasoned agent that you kind of take their advice. Brokerages that have like meetings and trainings are always good for new agents.
Or that provide leads.
Correct.
I mean, a lot of provided leads don't necessarily go anywhere, but it helps. I've closed quite a few deals through, lead generators. I have had more ghost me or not work out for one reason or another to just be bullshit from the start than I've closed. But it's something, it helps get the ball rolling, get you out there.
But your name out there. Yeah. I do want to like go back to the buyer rep agreement because that is huge. If you have been working with somebody to the point where you're putting in offers on properties, you should definitely have them sign that, and they should want to sign that.
Yeah.
Because they want to be protected in like using you, and they don't want you to just ghost them either. That is really like discouraging to hear for them on that part. Like that just bugged me. Like you have been putting in offers with this person. And I feel like a lot of people feel obligated to use the agent, like the listing agent. Like you do not have to use the selling agent. Just because they are selling that property does not mean that you need to use them. You are more than welcome to like hire your own agent. You should though, because it's conflict of interest.
Yeah, the listing agent, the seller's their client. That is who they have their best interest. Not to get all into like dual agency and all of that, but I think it's better. Not always. I mean, I think that there's definitely really great agents who are capable of doing both sides and being
absolutely
really great about it, but
it can become a conflict of interest.
Absolutely.
Because really, like, how are you doing your due diligence to the seller while also representing the buyer? Like, you want your seller to get the most for their property, but you also want the buyer to get the best price.
Exactly.
So it's like,
it's not easy.
Complicated for sure. There's a lot that goes into that, and it's stressful. The top comment is, do yourself a favor and read Sell It Like Sir Hunt. Sir Hunt? I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Don't come for me if I'm not. He experiences this very same thing. I read it in a day. It's refreshing to read how he overcame all of these hangups. And the OP does comment and say, I'm going to look into this book. Thank you so much. There is someone that says, I feel your pain. This is a very common situation. I am about 9 years in and have had one closing in the last 4 months. It's brutal. But I will say I have had many difficulty times before this. Ones who keep pushing, keep working hard, keep going are the ones who usually succeed in the industry. You are already doing way more than most agents do. Most just sit on the couch and make a few social media posts and get upset when the business doesn't start rolling in. Keep doing what you're doing and rely on that other job for now to pay the bills. It took me 3 years to leave my part-time position. You got this. I don't know. I do think that the people that work hard and put effort into it are the ones that succeed.
Yeah.
I mean, you obviously, I slightly disagree with that comment because like social media is free huge. Advertising. Yeah. It's a huge platform. It's free advertising. You don't have to pay to post on Facebook, and it goes pretty far.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah.
I think there's sometimes some more seasoned agents, people who have been in the business a long time that have a hard time understanding the importance of utilizing social media. Not all of them. I mean, there's plenty that do, but I think a lot of people can't wrap their head around the idea of social media, which is, it's like this like fun thing, and teenagers are on TikTok all day long and they're doing their dance and whatever, but it actually is such a great tool to utilize for any business. But
yeah, completely agree. So yeah, that was the first one that I had picked out.
I wanted to say something. I forgot that.
Oh,
About like the buyers, the clients in general ghosting. Buyers especially. Buyers you've been working with for months at a time that like walk away from you. Now I get sometimes um things don't work out and people need to go their separate ways no matter how much time has been spent. And like that sucks. But I feel like our clients don't realize or don't remember or choose to ignore the fact that we're not getting paid. I can spend hours every day showing you houses. I'm not getting paid. You go to your job. Now, I understand that I chose this career knowing how the pay structure works. And like, I get it. I'm not complaining by any means. But I feel like sometimes clients, consumers, buyers, whatever, need it kind of put into perspective that they go to their job every single day. And honestly, most of the time, if you have a 9 to 5 that you clock in, you could, in most cases, like not get that much work done. You could get no work done depending on the place. Some places might send you home if you're not doing anything, but you go and no matter what you do for that day, you're getting paid.
Yeah.
And then you also have the luxury of getting to clock out at the end of the day. Most of the time, I know this is not the case with all jobs, but we are talking about jobs that it is the case. You clock out, you go home, and you're done working until you go
out of that office.
You go in the morning. Realtors, we are. You want to call me at 11 o'clock at night. You want to call me at 6 in the morning. I'm there and I'm happy to do it. I want to clarify. I am by no means. I don't want anybody in the comments saying, "Well, you chose this career. You know what you're getting yourself into." I know. I just think not everybody understands how it works for us. So I spend hours and hours and I'm putting in offers. I may be spending my own money if you're my seller for photography and staging and things that I provide for an open house, the advertising. And as a like I'm spent my time, my gas, like whatever. I might treat you to lunch or coffee. Again, happy to do it. But I'm not getting paid and I'm not clocking out at the end of the day. I'm continuing to work pretty much until I'm asleep, and then I'm going to do it again. And so if you just, for no good reason, I understand if we are not working, if you feel that I am not providing the service adequately, but if you just happen to, choose to go with the listing agent just behind my back for no reason other than the seller would prefer it, or, that's awful. I just spent months, so many hours of my time, so much work. If we've gotten to the point of being under contract with anything, the negotiations, all sorts of things, I feel like people don't take this into account. And the same thing goes for your loan officers and whoever else. To cut them off at the last minute, you have just cost them so much of their time, their work, their energy, their care, maybe likely their money as well.
Most likely.
Just to walk away and let somebody else spend what, like everything has been done up until that point, and now somebody else gets paid for all of your hard work. Like it sucks. It's part of the job. It happens. I'm well aware that I signed on for this knowing that I'm not getting a paycheck at the end of every week, and that's fine. But I just think it's important to remember with your
respect people's time and energy. Yeah, for sure. I completely agree with that. For sure, because it happens so often. I think more of the ghosting is done by like new buyers.
Yeah.
Most people don't drag you through the mud like that and then ghost, but obviously it does happen. I mean, it's not unheard of. These things do happen. And I don't know, unfortunately, it is part of the career we chose.
keep that in mind when you're working with a real estate agent.
Yeah.
Be nice.
Their time is money. And if they're not closing that property at the end of all of their work, then they're not getting that paycheck. I also would love, since we're on this topic, I'm just gonna put my little 2 cents in here. And people are like, realtors do nothing for their commission. I've heard this. I've seen it in videos. I've seen it in comments on realtors videos. Realtors work so hard for that commission to get that property closed. They work tirelessly. You probably don't even know
exactly
what they do, because it's their job to be that person that's doing it for you. Like, they're not going to bring the stress that they're experiencing to their clients, because it's their job to deal with the stress for their clients, so their clients don't have to stress. So when I see comments, oh, they get a $10,000 commission, most likely they don't, because that commission is being split between them and the brokerage. And then say that they went away for a weekend, or they were sick and they had another agent show the property for them. Now they're splitting the commission with the brokerage and that agent that helped them out, because nobody works for free. And they're splitting it with their taxes. They have to put some money aside for taxes. They don't just get to keep that whole lump sum. Just like we have taxes taken out of our paychecks, they have to pay taxes too. So now it's going between a brokerage, taxes, another agent, not to mention, okay, they paid for photos of the house that they sold. So now that photography money is going, it's coming out of their commission, because they already paid for those photos.
We're paying for the MLS.
We
pay our dues.
It goes so.
Not to mention, if it had been a referral, there's 25% of your commission right there.
Right. So I don't think people realize that it's not like the TV shows where they're selling $1 million house.
We are not selling Sunset.
We are not selling Sunset. I mean, even if you sell $1 million house, say that your commission is $20,000. Again, that $20,000 is not going in that one agent's pocket. It is being dispersed between so many places that you don't even know.
Yeah.
I mean, I've said it time and time again that working in real estate, I've never seen so many fees in any other industry. Not like I have expertise in every industry. I mean, I'm not a lawyer or an engineer, so I don't know what their fees are.
It's a lot.
But realtors are, I mean, they have a fee for this, and they have a fee for that, and they have a fee for this, and you can't even be a realtor without being a member of a board. So now they have those fees too. It's just so many fees. And I'm not trying to scare people out of doing real estate. I think it's a great career.
Yeah.
But that stigma has just bothered me.
No.
That people are like, they get paid so much money. Do we though?
No, and I mean, honestly, and it's not even there are the more seasoned agents. I feel like they're seeing more of that money they've built, but new agents, we're fighting for our freaking lives out there. We're trying to build our client base and our sphere of influence and all of that, and we're not closing a bunch of properties every single month. That would be great. There's agents out there doing it, but when you're new, maybe you're going to close one, maybe you're going to go 6 months without closing anything. Right. And so, we're getting this big check once we finally do close something. But then, like you said, all of that money is going different places. But if I don't close something in a couple weeks or another month or more,
you don't know when your next paycheck is.
Now I have to stretch that. And the reality of it is, if you're in just an average market, $5,000.
And then how long is that going to last you?
Yeah, if you have to stretch that,
especially you have a mortgage, you have kids, you have car payment.
It's not as glamorous. Not always. It is for some people.
For sure. I mean, if you can do it a part-time job and then not real estate. Real estate is a full-time job. But
Yeah,
if you can
have a part-time
part-time
job.
with real estate, it definitely is the route that more people go, I think, because of the inconsistency.
Yeah.
Especially the way that the market is now. I mean, the COVID market is gone. The COVID market is gone. Houses are not flying off the shelves. Houses are not being put on the market.
Can we push that to our clients? The COVID market is gone.
R.I.P. Yeah, no, they're not, like, houses are not being listed left and right like they were. They're not flying off the shelf for over asking price. Like, it's work now. It's work again. And I think that's I mean, we've seen that it's dwindling the realtors. Like, realtors are not doing it anymore because it's not just coming easy like it was. Nope. You actually have to work for it. So I guess that brings us full circle back to this Reddit story now that we just went on this tangent.
Good.
This is from first time home buyer, and it's just categorized as rant. And it's really short, but I personally love this because I feel the same way. So, I'm tired of seeing gray flipped houses, gray walls, gray floor, gray everywhere. Flippers, I beg you, please consider another career path. Not everyone can make a house look good. It's okay to throw in the towel, man.
There's a lot of it. I mean, it's kind of what's in. There was the time when it was brown.
So it's going back to that, like, tan.
No, stop it.
Have you seen that?
No, I don't want to see it. No, don't do that. No.
Yeah, I keep the gray. All the like influencers that I follow on TikTok, they're all like redoing their houses right now, and they're all putting in like the brown, like the tan brown cabinets and like tan brown walls.
No. I don't like it.
Oh, it looks like 70s.
Because everybody's doing that like neutral, like skin tone, like nude like thing.
Yes, that's
with their
what it is.
Stanley cups and their freaking whatever Lululemon stuff.
I can't afford that.
I don't mind the gray. It's a good neutral. It's a nice, cool neutral. I get it. It's like overdone. The gray floating floors.
I hate those. I don't mind gray walls. Don't get me wrong. Like, I don't mind the gray walls. That's totally fine. The gray siding, totally fine. Don't mind it. But the stupid gray wood floors, like, trees are not that color. No. Like, where is
floating
that?
Floors. I do have gray floating floors in one of my rooms. I do.
But it probably looks fine because it's, I don't know, like, it's not in every room of your house.
No.
Like,
no.
I saw somebody literally put it in every room of
I mean, a lot of the houses kitchen, are like that. Yeah,
in every room, and I was just like, no, like,
I don't mind the gray because I feel like gray, you have to have the right tone of gray. You don't want it to be too cool, otherwise it pulls really blue. But gray is nice. It's not white. White is great, but like white gets
dirty.
Yeah, like scuffed up, and it's a pain. Gray is nice. It's a nice neutral. I like it better than tan.
The tan is coming back.
No.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you. I'll show you what I'm talking about.
I don't like it.
The first comment is gray floors are the worst. And then somebody commented underneath it, I have a soulless gray house. I hate the gray floors a lot, but nowhere near enough to do anything besides rugs. But I'm still living with mostly gray because I'm lazy and painting sucks. And then you have people, I own my own house and I love my gray floors. I just don't like them.
I like gray. Most of my house is black. Actually, most of my walls are painted black. But the rooms that we've most recently redone have been painted dark grays. My kids' room, my bedroom, and my bathroom are all gray.
My bedroom is black and gray, and then I'm doing my entryway black and gray.
My entryway is black.
Yeah.
My upstairs hallway is black.
My kitchen is
spare room is black.
Well, my cabinets are black. I have my contractor coming next week. I'm so excited. But we're doing black floors, and then we have the black cabinets. I love black.
Yeah.
So again, going off topic.
Oh, actually, my bathroom's black and gray. My shower is my like shower little cubby is those walls are painted black, and then the rest of it's gray. And my floors are black travertine. I don't know.
I was gonna say something.
I cut you off.
It's okay. I just don't remember what I was gonna say.
Your contractor is coming next week. You're very excited. Your floors are gonna be black. You love black.
Oh, going off topic. Well, it's kind of off topic, but not really. So everybody's doing like the modern farmhouses now, and they're white.
Yeah.
And then they're doing the black windows.
Yes, I love black windows.
So I love them too, but me and Dan were talking, and do you think they're gonna fade from the sun?
No.
Because he was
so. They're fucking expensive.
He's like, what do you think those black windows are gonna look like after 10 years of the sun beating on them? Because
I mean, the white ones get the white gets dingy and dirty and gross. Is it any? You know what I mean? I think it'll probably still look good. They're expensive though.
They are.
They're so expensive.
They are.
We're gonna have one black window in our kitchen when we redo it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Just because.
Yeah.
That's not your. I mean, you have to start somewhere. So I'd be fine with that. That's when we were talking to the contractor about building our kitchen island. We have like this like abnormally big window in our kitchen, but it's like a normal window. It's just like big.
Yeah.
And I asked him, I was like, you know, the island is going to have to be like further back than I would like it because of this window. And I was like, is there any way to like build the island like next to the window? And he said that we would have to replace the window. And I was like, it's just too expensive.
Yeah, no.
Windows are so expensive.
So expensive.
It's crazy. Do we want to do another? Or are we good? All right. Well, thanks for coming to the Realty and listening to us go on. I feel like we kind of went on a little bit of detours.
That's fine. We're chatting with our besties.
I love that. That's so cute. Chatting with our besties over Realty.
Join us next week, Thursdays.
Like, subscribe, and follow.
Yeah.
Our socials will be posted below. Okay.
Bye.
Bye.